Welcome back. Social media giant Meta has revealed just how many teens it says it has removed from their platforms since last month's changes to social media regulation. More than 500,000 accounts across Instagram and Facebook, it says, have been shut down, which is roughly on par with how many users were estimated to be aged between 13 and 15 before the ban began. Now, despite complying with the laws, Meta has again slammed the ban itself, arguing that it has failed to increase the safety of young Australians. Now, for their take, let's bring in One Nation MP Barnaby Joyce and News Corp's National Education Editor Susie O'Brien. Welcome to you both. Barnaby, look, I'm not one to give a free kick to these social media giants, but does it have a point here that really we need to look at the overall safety rather than any numbers and whether people are on it or off it?
Well, I was just looking at, I'm looking at some 7, 8, 9-year-olds the other day, and we'd taken YouTube off. They managed to get it back on. The issue, of course, is the product that's on the platform rather than the platform itself. And the issue also is that the responsibility of that platform, whether it's Meta, to how they support basically you guys in the fourth estate, that they don't just take all your advertising revenue and leave us without the dynamics of a fourth estate, which are essential to democracy. But we see the benefit of it, of social media, no more evident than what's happening in Iran. If they relied on the government to convey what their views were, then you wouldn't have people standing up against Islamic fundamentalists and a theocratic state. So I've had a read of this. You've got to ban them using Grok to do nude images and sort of degrading images of people and say, if you do that, we're going to fine you. But you can't sort of say, we're going to ban X. That's wrong. And that'll do more social harm than social good.
OK, Susie O'Brien, you're the News Corp's National Education Editor. Whether teens are on it or off it is almost not the point here. Are the social media platforms getting safer for teens?
Well, I mean, it's fascinating. For me, I think the issue is, are they on it or are they off it? And this suggests, these initial figures suggest that the ban is actually working. And I think up until this point where we've actually had hard data, we have been assuming that, kids are saying, oh, I'm 12, I'm still on it. What's the big deal? I think the real impact is going to be kids coming through who can't get on it in the first place. But this suggests, certainly in terms of Instagram, that this is working. 330,000 accounts shut down. That's quite a substantial figure. And I think now what we want to see is the million estimated users of Snapchat, young people on Snapchat, which is really where they're doing a lot of their communication. I think that's where we want to see the real impact of the ban. Yeah. So I understand that it is about a broader safety of the overall platform, but the whole ban was about getting kids off it, and this suggests it has been working.
Well, not in the circles that I'm in, and I've got 4 teenagers in the house, and they've all got their friends coming around, and it's had next to no effect in terms of who's on it and who's off it. Pretty much they're all still on it. Whether we believe that figure or not, it's just about the responsibility moving. The responsibility is not on kids, it's not on parents, it's on the companies themselves, right?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. Of course, that's true. And certainly, as I said, some of the older teens are saying, well, what's the big deal? So I guess we have to question those figures. 330,000 is a substantial number. And so, yes, we need to see more data.
Yeah. OK, well, Aussies have had their say on 3 levels of government, with most favouring local councils. 56% of those surveyed rated local councils as good. State governments only getting 46% approval. Federal government, Barnaby, 39%. What do you think of this, Barnaby? It seems that you can't win, though, because while they preferred local councils over everyone, they also said that they would be most likely to scrap it of the 3 tiers of government. What do you make of this?
I think we've got 3 tiers of government we're over-governed, because you'll have a federal health minister, a state health minister and local health officers. And to make themselves relevant if they don't have money, they do it by regulation, by coming up with new laws that prove their relevance. And I do believe that we have to get rid of 1 tier of government. I would suggest that maybe people should look at getting rid of the states and have larger local government authorities. that have the power to implement laws that are pertinent to the people of that area. See, we live in a state where basically it's the state of Sydney, it's not the state of New South Wales. And one of the absurdities of that recently is they're going to ban sort of firearms for law-abiding people who use them for recreation. Look out here. We are not Bondi. This is completely and utterly different. We're law-abiding citizens who find it abhorrent, and we'd be the first people to line up for our nation, protect our nation. But because a law is pertinent to Sydney, it becomes a law for us, and that is ridiculous. So I'd get rid of the states.
Susie, what do you think? Do you think that there ever could be a world that we live in where we have federal governments and councils and no state government in between?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we've got 4,000 councillors, local government councillors across the country. Surely that's too many. When I agree with Barnaby, when you add in the states and the federal as well. But this is really fascinating because it shows that 39% of people support the federal government, 36% are happy with the states, but a whopping 56% actually support councillors, although funnily enough, they say they would be the first ones to get rid of if the crunch really came. So what do people want to collect their own bins? You know, I don't think so. But I think the point is that a lot of the local councils, as Barnaby was saying, just sort of are beyond their remit. They're trying to tell us, you know, how environmentally conscious we should be, or, you know, what pronouns we should be using, and kind of well beyond the basics of, you know, rates, roads and rubbish.
Yeah. All right. Barnaby, Susie, great to see you for the new year. Thank you both.